Welcome back, Star Wars fans. It's Star Wars Anna, and today we're diving deep into episode 4 of The Acolyte, titled Day. This episode was a game changer, finally giving us some big revelations about the mysterious Sith Master. Let's break it all down. First, let's talk about that title. Day likely sets up a contrast with the next episode, which I'm betting will be called Night. This plays into the show's theme of duality, light and dark, Jedi and Sith, May and Osha. It's also a nod to the metaphor of the Sith eclipsing the Jedi, which we've seen hinted at throughout the series. The episode opens on Kofar, where we see Kalnaka living in the wreckage of an old ship. The symbols he's drawn on the walls are fascinating. They look like yin-yang symbols representing the balance between light and dark sides of the Force. This ties into the larger themes of the show and might hint at Kalnaka's own conflicted feelings about the Jedi Order. Back on Coruscant, we see Jecki continuing her training. The lightsaber combat lesson is particularly interesting, focusing on a defensive style that's reminiscent of airbending from Avatar, The Last Airbender. This emphasis on defense over aggression highlights the Jedi philosophy, contrasting sharply with May's mission to provoke the Jedi into attacking her. Speaking of May, she and Qimir head to Kofar. Qimir's behavior here is crucial. He's still playing the fool, but there are moments where his act slips, revealing a more serious, competent persona underneath. This lends credence to the theory that he might be the Sith Master in disguise. At the Jedi Council, we get a scene that raises some intriguing questions about Star Wars continuity. The Jedi discuss the threat May poses, but notably, they never use the word Sith. Vernestra Urwo advises against informing the High Council or the Senate, fearing it would erode faith in the Jedi Order. This sets up a potential explanation for why the Jedi in The Phantom Menace seem unaware of the Sith threat, but it also creates some plot holes that the show will need to address. For instance, Ki-Adi-Mundi is present at this meeting, yet in The Phantom Menace, he's the one who states the Sith have been extinct for a millennium. The show will need to explain this discrepancy, possibly through mind-wiping techniques or an elaborate cover-up. It's a tricky narrative tightrope to walk, and it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. On Kofar, Qimir continues to drop hints about his true nature. His advice to May echoes what the Sith Master said in earlier episodes, further suggesting that Qimir and the Sith Master are one and the same. He talks about shifting the scales and eroding faith in the Jedi, which aligns with the long-term Sith plan we know culminates in Order 66. Meanwhile, Osha prepares to join the mission to find May. Her conversation with Saul reveals that she's slowly regaining her Force abilities, similar to Grogu's journey in The Mandalorian. This sets up potential for Osha to play a larger role in future confrontations. The forest on Kofar is portrayed as strong in the dark side, reminiscent of the cave on Dagobah. The giant bugs introduced here are likely to play a bigger role in future episodes, classic Chekhov's gun scenario. The revelation that these bugs are attracted to light, particularly lightsabers, sets up a tense dynamic for the inevitable confrontation. Qimir's behavior becomes increasingly suspicious as they near Kalnaka. He pushes May to move faster, possibly sensing the approaching Jedi. His evasiveness when May asks about the Sith Master is another red flag. The final test May describes, getting a Jedi to abandon their principles and attack an unarmed opponent, ties into the larger Sith plan to destroy faith in the Jedi. The climax of the episode is a masterclass in building tension. Qimir mysteriously disappears, May finds Kalnaka already dead, and the Sith Master dramatically appears just as the Jedi arrive. The reveal of the Sith Master floating down with ignited lightsaber is a powerful image that sets up what promises to be an epic confrontation in the next episode. Now let's dive into some theories and implications. Qimir as the Sith Master. The evidence is mounting that Qimir is indeed the Sith Master. His behavior, knowledge, and the timing of his disappearance all point to this. The brief glimpse we get of the Sith Master's skin tone matches Qimir's. However, it's possible this is a misdirect, and there's an even more powerful Sith pulling the strings. The Sith plan. We're getting a clearer picture of the Sith's long-term strategy. It's not just about physical confrontation, but about eroding faith in the Jedi, both internally and across the galaxy. This ties nicely into what we see in the prequel trilogy. Jedi bureaucracy. The show is highlighting how the Jedi's own rigid structure and fear of political consequences might contribute to their downfall. This adds nuance to their portrayal and helps explain their blindness to the Sith threat in later eras. May's journey. May's wavering faith in the Sith path adds complexity to her character. Her desire to turn herself in upon learning Osha is alive shows she's not fully committed to the dark side yet. Osha's development. Osha's slowly returning Force abilities and her conflicted feelings about the Jedi set up interesting possibilities for her character arc. Could she be tempted by the dark side as she learns more about what really happened to her coven? The role of the Force. The show continues to explore different perspectives on the Force. The Coven's practices, the Jedi's teachings, and the Sith philosophy all offer different interpretations, adding depth to the Star Wars mythology. Looking ahead, there are several questions we'll be watching for in the coming episodes. How will the show explain the Jedi's apparent ignorance of the Sith in The Phantom Menace, given what we've seen here? Will we see May complete her final test, or will her reunion with Osha change her path? How will Osha react to seeing the Sith Master and potentially learning the full truth about what happened to her coven? What role will the giant bugs play in the coming confrontation? Will we learn more about the coven's connection to the Night Sisters and their unique Force practices? Overall, this episode marks a significant improvement over the previous ones, ramping up the tension and finally delivering on some of the Sith-related plot we've been waiting for. The series seems to be finding its footing, balancing character development with larger mythological implications. However, the show still faces some challenges. The biggest is how it will reconcile its events with established Star Wars canon, particularly regarding the Jedi's knowledge of the Sith. The writers have set themselves a difficult task, and how they handle this could make or break the series for many fans. What did you think of this episode, Star Wars fans? Are you Team Qimir as the Sith Master, or do you think there's another twist coming? How do you feel about the way the show is handling Jedi and Sith lore? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Star Wars content. May the Force be with you.